Hey guys, it's George with a new video, and today I'm going to be talking about a dream I had. And this time around, I believe the dream was from God. Um, Actually, in my mind right now, there's no doubt that this dream was from God, and I've never had anything like this before where I'd have a dream and be like, this is really from God. Like, wow, God is real and God is speaking to me. Um, a little bit of backstory. So back in 2018 is when I decided to dedicate my life to God, to follow Christ for the rest of my life on Earth. Um, and I started going to West Vancouver United Church. And they're part of United Church of Canada. And a few months later, so this was in the summer of 2018. A few months later, I went back to uni, and this is actually the first year I was doing at University of British Columbia, where I think the Lord led me to join this Christian club, Christian students at UBC, which are affiliated with the Lord's Recovery, the local church's movement that was started by Witness Lee. And there was a time when, I've really, really benefited from spending time with the brothers and sisters there, and even reading books by Witness Lee. But then I remember, I think it was on the 24th of December last year, so Christmas Eve, when I attended a meeting, and I've kind of always thought and wondered, there's this long history of lawsuits and between evangelicals in the US and the movement that was started by Witness Lee, and some would say they're a cult, others would be like, oh yeah, they're a little different, and this and that. Yeah, so I wasn't sure, and I'd keep researching until something was really off. At a meeting that I went, and I was like, wow, I might have to leave here because this doesn't seem right. But then I couldn't quite. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if they were something like Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons, um, uh, even Catholics. Yeah, so I wasn't completely sure, and I never quite, I stopped going to meetings, except from time to time when I get invited from the brothers that are still dearest to me. And I do maintain fellowship with them every week, at least once a week. I try to speak with them and worship with them and fellowship. But at the same time, it's been almost a year of me praying about it and researching and asking the Lord, Lord, are they following something different? Are they following you, or are they following somebody else? And those are kind of the questions that I had and the struggles that I had. And there would be times when I'd be in my mind, I'm convinced, yes, they're this and this, I gotta leave, definitely. But then there would be this, love in my heart for them, and I'd be like, oh, like, um, remember what the Bible says about love. Like, love is long suffering, love is patient, love is kind, and I do have real brothers and sisters that I love, um, in the movement, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. And last night I prayed again about it. So I pray like pretty frequently. I wish I prayed more. But I pretty frequently ask the Lord, like, Lord, like, what should I do? And then I would get like, I would do a lot of research. Like, I would um, look at what ex members said, and some would be like straight up, oh yeah, they're cool, like definitely run away, never look back, and then others would be like, yeah, they're a little different. Some would be, yeah, treat them with caution, and this and that. Until last night. So last night I saw this video by a brother, and I'll post it in the link in the description. I'll post the link in the description below. Um, um, that had the best exposition of what is wrong with the movement, and that there are true believers there, and a lot of things that they got right, but there's also things that, according to the brother and what I agree with, that they got wrong. So post that in the description below. You can check it out, and it kind of put me at ease. This video put me at ease, and I'm like, yes, the brothers that I fellowship with are real brothers, and they follow the real Jesus, and they, yeah, and I love them, and I can continue to worship with them. And I shouldn't be like as critical as I've been in the past. There's certain things that I don't agree with, but that being said, yeah, I'm like way more open, as I would be to, for example, like some of the pastors that I follow on YouTube, which I think are very orthodox. And now I do believe that they have things that the rest of, I guess, the major denominations that I'm aware of, that they haven't got yet, or they haven't been shown by the Lord. This is where I'm at right now, and after like almost a year, it's been almost a year, and now I'm kind of like, okay, like finally I can see what I've been dealing with, and I'm kind of at peace about it. Yeah, I really believe that the Lord showed me the truth through this brother's sharing. And then I proceeded and watched a couple more videos of this brother, and like, he really has a lot of truths on his channel. And another thing that I've been struggling with is like all these different denominations that we have within Christianity. Like, over the past year, I've been struggling so much with, a lot of you are probably familiar with, Calvinism versus Arminianism. Can one lose their salvation? Or is one saved, always saved true? Or is it not true? And there's all these different divisions and denominations. I also joined a fellowship with this other bro that I have. He's not from the Lord's Recovery. He's from Evangelical Church, and there we had a mentor during our fellowships, and he would say, for example, like that West Vancouver United Church, which I've been going to on and off, they're not even Christian. And yeah, and there's I've just seen so much division and so many different opinions out there. One of my best friends from from uh, from grade one, like he is more on the Pentecostal side, and we are not even talking to each other anymore. At least partly, I believe, because of what I think of what I thought at the time, or the way I reacted to like things like casting out demons and healing the sick. You know, the miracles that we see in Acts, baptism in the Holy Spirit. How many different baptisms are there, etc. So there's all these different topics, and yeah. So I watched another video of this bro that I found about yesterday, and like I feel like the Lord really spoke to me about all the division, all the denominations that we have, and I think what this bro is trying to do is in his city, he's trying to bring all Christians, all true believers, together, regardless of secondary issues. Right? You might believe in once saved, always saved, and he might not believe in that, but that shouldn't be what he's striving for. Is that we come together regardless of these secondary issues, and he's like, we need to put our pride, our philosophies, our doctrines, our theology, we need to put it aside and come together in Christ. And he believes that that's what the Lord wants. One city, one church. And this is kind of something that I suppose people from the Witness Lee movement, they try to do, but then what it turned out was, in my opinion, just another denomination, because they try to do one church in each city, but they wouldn't fellowship with anyone. Like in Vancouver, there are so many churches, so many different denominations, and according to them, no, we're the one true church, and then everybody else, they haven't got it right. And yeah, so that's kind of what they established, and then they have like well, they do try to establish one church in each city, but like there's this control from the top down, from I think the main place is like in Anaheim, and so that's from where they would be distributing booklets and morning revivals and things for the churches everywhere to read. And yeah, honestly, this bro, I really agree with him on most points. The link, as I said, I'd posted in the description so you can check it out. He explains it very well, in my opinion. Yeah, whereas this bro, he's striving for more of like one city, one church, but this church has like its autonomous part to it, where like nobody from a different city can come and kind of be like, oh, like, what are you guys doing? Like, we'll shut you down if you're not like the rest of the um, churches in the other cities. Um, and he's saying like each church is led by Christ. And in one church, like in one city, it could be a little different than in another city based on what the Lord has done there. So that's kind of um, his view, right? Um, okay, so I'm gonna switch gears for a bit here. Um, Another thing that I've been praying on and off is about the gifts of the Spirit, and there is so much division when it comes to the gifts of the Spirit. Are they for today? There's cessationists which say no, it was only um, for the time when the apostles were alive, and then after that, the gift ceased. And then there is the other brethren which say no, they're totally for today. And both sides can quote scriptures and things, but yeah, and so on and off, I'd be praying and asking the Lord, like, are these things still happening? Like speaking in tongues, casting out demons, healing people on the streets. Is this real? Because my friend from he's one of my best friends. My friend from first grade, and we would be calling each other back then, and he'd be like, I'd be like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? And he'd be like, we just casted out demon from my wife. And I'd be like, because at the time I was like really not believing in any of that. So I'd be like, what did he just say? Like, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, oh man, like, I don't understand this. Um, yeah, but so I kind of remain skeptical, but at the same time, because there are so many different stories of Christians healing other people and all these miraculous stories. So I'm like, yeah, I suppose they do exist, but maybe not everybody has it, or um, I basically prayed, Lord, like, whenever the time is right, like, I'm open to it if it is from you. And so I believe the Lord showed me this video where it's called The Last Reformation. So I'm actually going to post a link down below in the description, and you can check it out. And I believe the Lord showed me that, and it kind of rocked my world, honestly. So there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of baptism in the Holy Spirit, there's a lot of casting out demons, and I don't know to what extent all of that is true, but it made me really think, like, because I was really like impressed by it the first night when I watched it, and then on the next day I was like really anxious about it. And I'm like, well, maybe it's not from the Lord. Maybe the Lord didn't really show me that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that makes sense. And then I kind of started searching up people that would basically kind of debunk the whole movement. And so I've kind of come to realize, yeah, maybe there is some things in there that are not perfect, just as with all the other denominations that we have within Christianity. But it did really make me think about the gifts. And I did pray about it, like, Lord, within your timing, like, show me if these things are true and whether I can, like, speak in tongues and do all these miracles. Because if they're real, absolutely, I would love to be able to, um, or have the Lord do these things through me. It's not as if, like, we're the ones. It's not, the power is not from us. Um, yeah, and so I kind of even started to dismiss that. And although I had some signs associated with the videos where I was thinking, like, yeah, this is the Lord showing me that, and then I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't be looking for these signs anymore because they're not. Um, I can't be so sure anymore. Maybe it wasn't from the Lord. But then, the next night is when I was looking at this bro that was talking about the Lord's recovery and what's some of the things that are wrong with it. And on the next, some of the other clips that I checked, and he's speaking about all of that, like, and he's like, yes, like the gifts are for today, and he's experienced it, and he's healed and cast out demons and all that stuff. And I was like, wow. And then, yeah, and I watched like a couple more videos, and I'm like, yeah, this bro is on to something. So I'm gonna post some videos down below, and feel free to check him out. Another thing that he said was about, and the only place that I've heard this before is in the Witness Lee movement, and at a conference meeting, maybe. There was this message that said, Satan and demons are not as much enemies of God as your, how did they put it? Like your soul life, I suppose, or yourself. You yourself are, like, in your daily walk with the Lord. You're not letting the Lord in. Like, you're resisting. Like, the Lord wants you to spend time with Him, but instead, like, you go and, I don't know, you go shopping, or it doesn't even have to be anything like super sinful, right? Or you want to go for a drive or for a walk instead of spending time with the Lord. So that's what they were saying, and this bro also said that. And I'm like, wow, okay, so there is another person outside of the recovery that is also mentioning this, and, like, deep down inside, like, I'm like, I don't know, like, is this true? Like, but I can feel it, like, in my daily life. We are, really, like, we are, at least for me, like, there's many times when I'm resisting coming to the Bible, like reading or praying. I'd rather be doing something else. And again, it doesn't have to be anything like, watching pornography or getting drunk or any of that stuff, right? It could be just simple things, like, instead of reading the Bible, just spend 2 hours on Facebook, searching through posts. So this is where crucifying the self really comes in, and crucifying and taking your cross daily. And I don't know too much about the topic, but this really spoke to me, and it really and it made me quite sad at first, because I didn't really wanted to accept it, because that means that we really got to drop a lot more than just the obviously bad stuff. Like, if you're gonna follow Christ, it's gonna cost you everything. But anyways, if you want to know more on the topic, you can check out some of the links that I'm gonna post in the description below of this bro. And yeah, I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this, because I'm still like gonna pray a lot about it, and I suppose research it. Um, but it was very convicting. Um, because we as Christians, we shouldn't be of this world. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. And let's have a look at 1 John 2:15. It says, "Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them." I think this is very applicable to this topic that we're talking about. Um, yeah, and so I really believe that the Lord has been showing me these things. And I'll show you why I think this. Actually, the past week, I was trying to find a job. I was looking for a job, went to a few interviews. I think that went great because I was given a job, like basically, I think everywhere I applied. But for some reason or the other, I didn't take any of the jobs. And I was so frustrated. Um, to the point where, and I had a fellowship about it with some brothers. Um, Actually, that really helped. But yeah, and I think the Lord was really saying, "Hey, like it's hold on for a second, like don't rush so much." Because even as I was applying for a job and I was getting frustrated, I kind of wanted to speed up the process and go back to work as soon as possible. And part of it, like I remember thinking, okay, well, when will like my time be more occupied with the job? And in a sense, that was me asking, when will my time be more occupied with the world? And the Lord convicted me of this. And this is like I would rather um, have fun on the job than spend time with the Lord. Um, yeah, that's not good. Uh, and so what I did was in prayer, like I gave this job matter to the Lord, and um, I actually decided to consecrate the rest of the days of this year, so until the end of the year, basically, to the Lord and not work, and then hopefully, Lord willing, I will start work in the beginning of the new year. I've been really blessed to be financially okay, so it was really not a big deal to start like right away. Um, and as soon as I consecrated this time, these things started happening, and the Lord, I believe, started showing me things. So, yeah, I really think it's not a small thing. Um, and actually, as I was pondering all these different issues and all these different views of different topics, um, it really brought me to tears last night. I think probably a couple times, and um, I was really afraid. I started to worry. Yeah, like following the Lord really means just giving up everything else. Um, And it's a scary thought. Like, I was scared for a second, like, but I kind of believe that that is the right way. That is the And if you check some of this bro's videos, like, he speaks about it. He speaks about different baptisms and how you can spend time with the Father in the Holy of Holies. Yeah, there's a video that really spoke to me, where the Lord spoke to me through the video, and I'm gonna post that down below as well. But yeah, and I was quite scared, but I'm like, Lord, I'll do it. Um, I don't know how, but and really, it's like the Lord is there to push you through all this stuff. As long as you keep trusting in Him, and the I guess the culmination is this. Well, today, before waking up, I had this dream, and I haven't, and this is how I began the video, right? That I was gonna be talking about a dream, but then I was giving all this like background information. So this dream is like nothing I've had before from the Lord, and I don't think I've had a dream before where I could be like, yes, like this was from the Lord, like the Lord is speaking to me. Um. Okay, so I'll share the dream with you, and then yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts of it. I'll say what I thought um, the Lord was saying, and there's things that I really don't understand, um, but I believe the main thing was like the Lord really saying, "It's gonna be okay. I'm with you. Don't worry about it. Um, just keep trusting in me, and um, I'll lead you, and I'll show you the way. I'll show you my way." So basically, I appear in a place. It seems like a ski resort. This is how the dream starts. There's some kids doing tricks on skis and stuff like that. And after watching them, I'm like thinking like, okay, what am I doing here? It's kind of cool. Um, and then a thought strikes me as I'm there and I'm watching, and I'm like, hey, could this be like? It seems like a place that's close to the brother from the video that I'm sharing that I watched last night. What he's trying to do with his city, this place, it seems like it's pretty close to there. It's like a town that's nearby, and I'm there, and I feel the need to tell everybody, hey, like I'm this kid from West Vancouver that the Lord has right now sent on a mission, and it felt real. And I just wanted to let them know that God has done this miracle where he I'm like sleeping in my bed in West Vancouver, Canada, and I'm somehow in my dream I've appeared in this place that's nearby this bro's town. And I gotta tell them, like, look what God is doing, right? He sent me there. So that's in the dream, right? um, and then I approach this lady that she's training the kids, or yeah, she's like in charge there. And I'm like, hey, like, listen up, like, I'm this guy that's like not really. I'm sleeping right now in my bed, but somehow I'm here too, and this is not the real me. It's like a hologram or something, or like a dream image. And her response was like, she said that she knew the Lord, and um, from what I understood, she was a believer. And I found out like that this community was actually a Christian community. Um, yeah, and then I had this encounter with a with a bear. So I started talking to this other kid, probably like, I don't know, my age or a little younger, and this bear comes along, and the bear is like super friendly with the kid, and but I'm like super afraid, like, whoa, like big bear. But then the bear comes and hugs me, and it's super friendly. There's actually it's very interesting that there was a bear there, because I recently in September had a bear encounter. I was in the mountain. There was nobody else. It was just me and the Lord. I haven't posted this video, but I was going to, and maybe I will eventually. This is like a real story where I went up. It's a local mountain here, Cypress Mountain. I went up by myself, or the Lord was with me. I wasn't by myself, but there were no other people there. And I hadn't seen on the way up. Like there's this lake on top of the mountain that I went, and I swam there. I went for a swim, and it had to have been like at least an hour, and I hadn't seen any people. Again, it was just like me and the Lord, and I reached like the top as well. And I have videos and everything from that, so I'll probably make a video about it. But then on the way down, I saw this bear, and I do have a video of that as well. Just like, well, I'm seeing a bear, guys, and that is spooky. And on this hike, I have not seen anyone else. But here he is. Well, I better leave him. Or her. Whew, my heart is beating. Filming the bear, but it was scary at first. Like my heart started beating, and I'm like, ooh, like what do I do? Do I go back? And it started to get dark, and like it was raining a little bit as well from time to time. Yeah, it was all fine, but it did give me a scare. And I was thankful to the Lord that the bear didn't attack me, didn't really mind me being there. But anyways, I gotta make that video. Probably will. But I've been delaying that. And yeah, so this bear was just like, in a way, like I like started hugging me, and then that other kid like started gathering fruits and things, and the bear was eating. We were talking. It was like a talking bear too. But yeah, so that was in the dream. That was interesting. The way I interpret that is, just kind of like, don't be scared. Everything's gonna be all right. And even that scare from the bear, here is a bear that actually even comes and hugs you. So then after that, so we were like talking and stuff, and there were like other people. And then after that, I still have this urge, and I'm seeing these like signs. I think they were saying like Bible prophecies or something like that. But I have this urge to like speak to the top member of the community that is in charge there and tell them like, hey, like, I'm this guy that's not really like, I'm here, but I'm technically right now in West Vancouver, and I'm sleeping in my bed, but I'm also here, and I want to let everybody know. And so I lined up um, to talk to, I think, like a registrar's office type of thing inside. And by that time, like I was thinking in my mind, yeah, this is like a church community, but I don't know like how much the people here believe, like how strong their faith is. It's kind of like that. And then I lined up to, um, well, on the way to this registrar's office or whatever, it was like an office of like an elder, maybe. I spoke to this guy that, like, I tried to tell him, hey, like, I've been sent here, and he didn't really care. He was kind of minding his own thing, and yeah. Um, but anyway, so then I line up, and in front of me there are two people, and I'm waiting, and I want to speak to this person like badly, and share with them, hey, like this and this, and all the same, like in my head, this is really happening, right? I kind of know I'm in a dream, but I also had this belief that I was really there. um, and and so I was waiting, and behind me there were two girls, and all of a sudden one of the girls, and this is where it's like the most miraculous part. One of the girls starts singing this song, and all of a sudden, like, I'm kind of almost seeing things as from, like, you know how you can see things from a third person perspective in a dream. And I'm just like laying down like this, right? I can sort of feel myself just like laid down, and this girl is kind of singing on top of me, and then her song gets like so moving, like, and I get like tears and like so emotional, and like I'm thinking, wow, like this is from the Lord, and like I don't have to worry, and all I gotta do is just like trust the Lord. And I could really feel like the Lord saying, hey, like, I'm with you. You have nothing to worry about. Just, yeah, just forget about worldly things and seek me. Um, Seek me daily, right? Um, just keep following my way. And yeah, it was very profound. I know it's just a dream, and then the singing increased. I really felt like Jesus was right there, holding me in His arms. And then this girl kind of uh, bent down and kissed me, and then at that time I was like, okay, and just kind of like the dream scene, or sorry, the scene in like in that line where I was waiting to speak to this person in the office, it kind of like went, just kind of zoomed out until I woke up. Um, at a time when the girl had reached a very high pitch song, and it was quite the experience. Like, I felt this joy and this peace in my heart, and yeah, it was it was amazing. And here's where like and until this point you can say, well, yeah, it's a cool dream or something like that. Or maybe it was the Lord, but hey, like, what's more special than like a more regular, like more moving dream, right? Well, here's the thing. I woke up, and I remembered the song that this girl was singing. And it's a song I haven't listened to in a very long time. And for some reason, this girl was singing that song. It was, and I'm going to post links down below. It was The Wind of Change by the Scorpions, which is a song that I used to listen to a lot, like back in back in high school, like a long time ago. And it was interesting because it's not like a gospel song, or Not that I know of. I don't even know if like the Scorpions are Christian or not. I don't know. I never thought they were. I haven't really checked. You can let me know if you know anything more about it. But then I looked it up on. So actually, first of all, so I'm waking up, and here's my bed right here. Right, I'm waking up, and well, right now it's dark, but there was this like little space of light that was like daylight. It was raining. Now it's still raining. Um, there's this even smaller than this. Um, a little bit of light that was falling down on here on the ground. And so it would give like this, like as you can see, like a little strip of light, right? Um, Light reflection that's on the ground, on the floor. And there is like the cross. There you can clearly see the cross. That was like one of the first thing I saw when I got up, and I just stood up, and I was, or sorry, I got up. I was like seated at the oh, I don't know what you guys can see, just at the edge of the bed, and I was about to pray, and then the first thing I see, it was like perfectly lined, so I could see this little like cross. It was like a cross. Um, it's probably still there. It's just like something on the floor that was shaped in the shape of a cross. But I was like, wow. And so I was like, yes, like this was like this dream was from the Lord. And now you show me this. And then I even like made a little video of it. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like a little cross shaped thingy like on the floor, and with the light it was just pointing on it. Um yeah, so that was amazing. And then I looked up because I really wanted to look up the song and the lyrics of Wind of Change. I'm like, why that song? Like I don't understand. Like, and this was so like I haven't listened to the song for years, probably. Completely haven't seen anything related to the Scorpions and Wind of Change, like in my, waking hours. And I look it up. I look up Wind of Change, like I search up on YouTube, Wind of Change lyrics, and I was like, whoa! Like the first link that pops up is Der Killer, or I don't know if it was like in German. I don't know, but der Killer 666. So that like immediately like whoa, and so to me I interpret this as like Satan is a killer, and then the comments though, the comment section down below, it had 6.6k comments, and actually seeing just two sixes without the third six, that's been a way which I believe of the Lord, and I've said it to other people as well. Um, that's a way that the Lord is saying like this is a sign for me. This is what like at least that's what I believe. Um, because in the Bible we have 66 books. Um, yeah, and I know like the Lord to different believers. Everybody's got like their own, or they should at least. They really believe They should have their own relationship with the Lord, and the Lord then speaks to them in different ways. So I suppose like for everybody is unique, but for me, like seeing the 2 6s without the third one, is the Lord saying like, pay attention, or I'm with you, or you have nothing to worry about, or this is for me. And I'm gonna post a link of this, and you can verify it. Yeah, and so yeah, recently there was this brother. He's a pastor, and he came up with this video where he shares how the Lord like really spoke to him, um, like never before, and like he showed this jacket with like different uh, patchwork, and each different patch like had a different meaning, and he also had the Route 66 on the back of the jacket, I believe. But anyways, maybe I'll post this in the description as well so you can check it out. That's also really cool. Um, um, yeah, and then the lyrics themselves, like you can listen to the lyrics and tell me what you think. But Wind of Change, um, yeah, that's. I mean, Wind of Change, like something is about to change. Wind could be. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but you can check out the lyrics. If you know the song, some of you might not know it, some of you might know it. Um, I don't want to say my thoughts because I'm not completely sure. Like, if I'm sure of something, I share it. Maybe it's not correct, but at least I'm convinced that what I believe is right. But with the lyrics, I'm not completely sure what they mean. Um, except that Wind of Change. There is about to be there's about to be some change, or something has changed, either within me or something's gonna change in the world. I don't know. I'll leave this up to you, and you can let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll obviously pray more about it. Like, this happened just today, so I haven't really had an opportunity to pray a lot about it and find more answers. But anyways, I really felt led that um, I should share this. And like, if you know um, the parable of the talents, like if the Lord gives you talents, like you want to multiply that, right? Otherwise, if you're like the slave that was given 1 talent but he buried it, even that talent is going to be taken away from you. So that's a parable that I was considering when making this video, and that's um, yeah, partly why I made it, so that I share with others, and so that if you're not a believer, I pray that the Lord speaks to you through um, my sharing, or if you're a believer, that you're strengthened by this. Um, and I pray that it's a blessing to all of you guys. Love y'all. Peace. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.